As it is written, the kingdom is within us. Come together and discuss the issues within the kingdom. Speak your peace. Speak the truth. For the kingdom is at hand. Kingdom Conversations.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings to the house, the whole house, the number one people that should be in rotation, the number one people on the earth that's about to be ruling the earth, and that's the kingdom of the Israelites. Most of y'all don't even understand what the brother just said. What you mean, brother? See, y'all the next superpower on the globe. Yes, we are. Greatest people. They got it. The book document the greatest people on the earth. You come from the same lineage that Mashiach came from. He said, greater works than these ye shall do. He wasn't talking about the Mormons. He was talking about the saints. He wasn't talking about the white evangelicals, white evangelic fish. He was talking about the book people. All praise to you, Father. Thank you, Father. We thank you once again for your people coming together to talk about you and to discuss you. You say in your book somewhere, somebody get that precept. He says, where two or more are gathered in my name, there I will be in the midst. So, Father, we ask that you be in the midst of this conversation. Give our people wisdom so that we may be able to move forward in this hour together as a people, as a family, not as an individual. It's not going to do us no good if we're moving as individuals. We need to be more involved with group thinking, group talk. So we thank you, Father, and we lift you up for all the magnificent things you've done for the Israelites in the past, for the great things that you're doing right now, and the great things that you are doing and about to do in the future. And as Psalms 109 say, to sum it up, we pray for the destruction of our wicked ass enemies. May you destroy them right before our eyes. And it is so. Father, we also thank you for sending first fruits. Your son, the book say he's the only begotten. You say that for a reason. Only one direct lineage from the Father. Direct, live and direct. Ain't that something? Father set an example to the whole earth, sacrifice his own son to reconcile the saints, reconcile the people of the book. Yes, sir. Lift you up, Father. Thank you for Mashiach. Mashiach, thank you for the Ruach, Father. Thank you for that, because it's the only way we're going to get understanding. Only way. If the Ruach is not rocking with you, you will not get nothing. You'll be running around here spinning like a chicken with your head cut off. You'll be spinning like a chicken with your head cut off, and you, sir, you, ma'am, will become a physician of no value. So thank you, Father. Praise you. Amen. What's good, fam? Hope you all are well. You guys joined the old head yet again. You're probably we tired of you, Brother C, yelling at us all the time. When you gonna stop yelling at us? And when I think about the Father, I get fired up. Only thing that will really fire me up nowadays is not the NFL, it's not the NBA, it's you having a conversation about the Father. You better be getting fired up about it. You better be praising him now and lifting him up now. So shalom and peace and blessings to the fam. Before I greet y'all like we normally do on KC, I gotta greet my panel guest, my good brother Najee. Najee, what say you, brothers? Good seeing you.
Brother Cleo, man, we're not sick of you yet, man. We're not tired yet, man. We want you to keep going, big bro. It's all good.
Man, they like throw that brother off the boat.
Nah, not yet, bro. Not yet. Good to be on with you, man. Hey, everybody in the chat, man. Good to be here again tonight for another Kingdom conversation. Let's get it rolling.
Yes, sir. And I will say this, Brother Hal. With the last show that we did on, I believe it was the Shabbat, the awakening is much bigger than what the world realizes. Your comments actually spurred this show.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Because here's why. You asked a profound question, and we're gonna dig into it a little bit. You asked a profound question, whereas, and I'm gonna paraphrase, what are we gonna do the next time this happens? When they get to canceling and doing the cancellation, where you done ordered your products and you think they're gonna get here. When you look at Amazon put a cancellation notice or in your email saying you're not getting it. You're not getting that product. You're not wind up gonna get nothing. So this was actually spawned for that. I had some deep, not deep because I'm not very deep. I can't say that. I had some thoughts with myself, right? And it wasn't like I have shows that I owe the fam that I said I was gonna do. We still got those shows. I have a whole litany of shows in my notepad to where I can pick and choose from stuff that we either haven't hit up on or stuff that I would like to hit up on. But I wanted to do this one because this is in line with us being able to converse with the family. And as we converse with the family, not figure out, because everybody know how we should be moving, but converse with the family how we should be moving in this hour. And so, fam, when the brother C be yelling, or if it goes sideways, don't blame me, blame the G. Put the blame on that brother. Put it all on that brother.
I'll take the blame this time, just this time.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do what I normally do. The G say, y'all heard it, folks. Y'all heard it. He say he gonna take the blame. So when y'all be in the comment section mad at me saying, Brother C, start talking about the heathen, I'm pointing to the G. I'm saying, go point. It's his fault. He did it.
Just this one, bro. Just this one.
All right. I appreciate that. So, fam, you could have been anywhere, like I always say. Y'all could have been anywhere. Let me see. The NBA is in full swing. Ben Simmons not doing nothing. So if you're a Nets fan, forget about it. Ben Simmons out of control. Kyrie is okay. KD okay. Ben Simmons out of his mind. They play in the World Series, I believe. Now y'all could be watching that, or your children. Now, what I say with your children is this. You could be sitting with your children listening to KC. Go get a good drink. Go get something good to drink. I'm drinking tea and water. Got a glass of a big cup of tea and a nice cup of water. I'm gonna be drinking both. But I appreciate you, fam. It's an honor and privilege to come before you, to have a conversation with you. And as you know, on KC, before we even get started, I need to hit y'all with a Trinity offering. So before I call y'all out, y'all need to make sure that you get those offerings to Brother C at this is last week it was Google. It's Brother C at yahoo.net. Make sure you send them Trinity offers. And so I'm gonna start from the top and greet the family from the top to the bottom. Mary Yakita, shalom, sis, and great comment that you put on that last video. Appreciate that, sis. That was on point. And I have something to say to that, but we'll get into it later. My good brother JPM, shalom, brother. Hope all is well with you and hope all is well with everyone in the chat. Proverbs 9:4-5. Whoso is simple, let him turn in here. Say, turn in hither. I say, turn in here. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, verse 5, come eat of my bread. Wisdom and understanding is asking you and saying, come eat of my bread. Eat the good things that's according to the book, and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Drink the book. Eat and drink the book. That's when you're gonna get wisdom, and the Ruach gonna reveal understanding to you. Appreciate that, brother. My good brother Tone Spain, 3-point artist. Y'all don't ever play this brother in no hoop, and I'm gonna move on. Leave that brother alone when it comes to basketball. Yeah, shoot. How they say on that one show, A Christmas Carol, where that little white boy running around wanting the BB gun. He talking about he'll shoot your eye out. Tone Spain and shoot your eye out. All right, so leave that brother alone when it comes to who. You love Yah. Peace and blessings. Shalom to you, sis. Sister Michelle Y. Shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Shibri Yah. Peace and blessings, sis. Shalom. Hope all is well with you today. Hope the family is doing well. Roll me, what's good, brother? You don't be causing don't be causing no problems out there on other people's sites and whatnot. Y'all yelling and hollering, screaming about this book now. Stop it. Y'all know the book ain't real and y'all ain't saved. The Father done put away what you call the Old Testament, and it's only about the New Testament. So y'all need to stop. Praise him. Shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. My good brother Najee. Shalom. Michelle Yashara, shalom family, shalom to you, peace and blessings. Sister Linda Ricks, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Sharia, shalom, peace and blessings to you, sis. Hope all is well. Set apart heart, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. My too much for you, shalom, sis. Peace and blessings. Hope all is well. That's right. We got the next superpower on the earth, the one and only, the greatest people ever to walk the globe. King Solomon was the richest man ever on the globe. I don't care what nobody say. You talk about you worth 100 billion fiat currency. The man had people bringing him gold. And you tell me what you want. Would you want a hill of gold or a hill of fiat? Smitty, what's good, brother? Hope all is well with you. Hope you are doing well. Kaya, daughter of Zion, peace and blessings, sis. Hope you are well. Yes. Peace and blessings. Shalom, sis. Linda Rex, I got you again. Shalom. Let's go, Mary Yayiki. Let's read this precept. Matthew 18:24. Where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name. It looked like it's more than 2 or 3 of us here, Father. He said there he'd be in the midst of them. And proof of that, I'm going to tell you the proof of that, this precept, 18-20. Proof of that is when you look at any shows that we do, and I always say this, and that was a good segue into it. You look at any show that we do, and I'm going to share my screen right quick. When we do a show, the most important part of the show is not your host, it's not me talking, but it's this right here. This right here is the most important part. Why you say that, brother? See, because if we having a conversation or if we interacting with the family's interaction is more important than the people sitting right here. And if you go back and play, you're going to get heavy bomb precepts. Look at that. Sirach 42:18. You're going to get heavy bomb commentary. You're going to get the book presented to you like no other. And so when you tell your family, if they didn't join in today, when you tell your family to join in, tell them to make sure they turn on the chat. Because when you turn on the chat, that's where you will get the most exciting, not only exciting, but the best edification that money can buy, which y'all know as we do here at Salt of the Earth, everything is on gratis. In other words, we do everything for free. We're not hitting you with that Trinity offering. Although if you really do want to send me a Trinity offering, don't send it to Brother C at yahoo.com. Send it to Brother C at google.com. That's a fake address too. Y'all know that's not real. Just truth. Shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. My good brother Tycee Rowland coming down from the Philippines. Peace and blessings to you. Hope you are well. Stop yelling. That's right. That means I'm not yelling until we see Mashiach. Then that's what you're saying, bro. I can't stop yelling until we see him face to face. We see him face to face, and he gonna put somebody to work. War Scroll say he coming to break the tie. Father say you his battle axe. So we got some work to do, and we look forward to it. Let's see. Let me keep strolling down. Unorthodox daughter of Zion. Peace and blessings, sis. Good to see you. Nature's graffiti. What's good? Nature's graffiti. And notice everybody that I called that I said shalom to be dropping them hammers all left and right, the precepts and the commentary. Left and right, no ifs, ands, or buts. Fam always coming with it hard and heavy. That last show that we did on the Shabbat, man, y'all was out of control. For real. Out of control in the good way. Pensalola, y'all bless. Peace and blessings, sis. Sarita Hebrew, shalom, peace and blessings to you, sis. I'm gonna start some of these precepts because y'all already at it. Y'all already dropping flames on everybody. My sister say, hold up a second, I got my Trinity offering, but I cannot send it by mail. I have men in these. Okay, everybody got jokes. Y'all stop. Okay, so what you saying? Are you saying that the tithe is only supposed to be those things? Because I need cash. I need fiat. Locks of Yehuda, peace and blessings. Hope all is well. Cindy Carr, shalom, sis. Hope all is well with you today. Leanne King. Kwam Yasharala, peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. All praises. Lift the Father up. Y'all give the Father a hand clap. Give him a hand clap and lift him up. Lift him up now. I'm not begging y'all to lift him up. Y'all lift him up. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Everybody came out of church, and the church used to have the best praise music, but now the best praise music come from them Israelites. Shareed S, peace and blessings. Hope all is well with you. Hope you are doing well. Let me see. I might have gotten to the end. Look at my good brother with them eyes. That means that he's watching and lurking. And when he come out, when he drops something, you better pay attention and you better be reading it because he's going to come with a heavy hitter. Shalom, Jabroni. Hope you are well. Tyrone P, a shalom, brother. Peace and blessings. And for those of you who are new, peace and blessings to you all. Y'all know this is y'all house. It's not your brother C's house, nor is it Salt of the Earth Productions house. This is the house of the Kingdom of the Israelites. Not only that, but we not only dropped the link for you guys to join, and I'll be dropping the link in a minute, but you guys can have your say, just as long as you are respectful to the moderators and everybody else. Y'all son, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Stephanie M, shalom to you, sis. Peace and blessings to you. Tyrone P, if I miss you, brother, please forgive me. Shalom. Hope all is well. My good brother Jason Camfor, shalom, shalom. Hope you are well, brother. Good seeing you. It's good seeing the whole family. Michael Yasharal, peace and blessings. If I miss you, bro, forgive me. I think I'm at the bottom, believe it or not. I done got to the bottom, y'all. Man, either I'm fast and we got done under 20 minutes because I've been getting people been hitting me. People in the comments section have been hitting me saying, hey, we appreciate your show, brothers, but yeah, you go too long. You go a half hour before you get into it. So they want me to get into it, but we do Kingdom conversations a little bit differently because it's a conversation. And like we always explain, it's incumbent upon me to greet everybody that come into the house and greet you because you're family and you're welcome here. We don't want nobody to feel like they're not welcome here. Christians, Buddhists, atheists, family members, Israelites that believe in those or not believe in those kinds of things, you're welcome here. It's just as long as you are respectful. Deja vu, shalom, peace and blessings to you, sis. Hope all is well. My sister Mary I am, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna jump into it, and we're gonna talk about today's conversation is, and I alluded to it a little bit earlier, and it's more or less thought, right? And it's not like your brother C is a deep thinker or anything like that. Your brother C is really as common can be, right? And I say that not to demean or be self-deprecating, but I'm actually speaking actual truth. Now, what separates us from other people and elevates us, even though we're still same humanoids, is how we move and operate in this construct. That's the separator. And so if we're saying that the book is your go by, then we should be exhibiting those types of principles and things, right? So today's show is about what are you doing to stay on guard in this awakening? Right? What are you doing? And so if I were to ask everyone in the chat, that's a loaded question. So we're gonna break that down. We're gonna attempt to break it down. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I can do it justice, but we think daily about how we should be moving. And everyone here has a lot of good ideas and a lot of good precepts. So I have nothing for you. Absolutely nothing. I do have a bunch of questions though. And because this is a conversation, I'm going to ask the family the question. When it talks about staying on guard, and we'll start off right off the rip. Being on guard is a broad thing. So I'm going to distill it down for everyone. Distilling it down meaning I'm going to break that question into different questions. So if I say you should be on guard, the first thing that you should ask Brother Siegel is broad. Break it down for us, or give us a little bit of distill on that so that we can understand where you're going. So I am. Somebody says you should be on guard in this hour in the awakening. The awakening means that you come into your culture. Let's clarify what the awakening is. The awakening is not how they say woke. It's not none of that. How they done find woke, they done taken woke and made it an evil term. If you want to use the term woke, that's fine. The awakening is succinctly you wake the Ruach waking you up, telling you that you Israel, and then you go on searching in the book and seeing if it is so. You confirming with the Ruach, yes, it is so. Yes, I am an Israelite. Okay, so now you're Israelite. So what should I be doing next? Okay, I should be operating in the culture of being an Israelite. So those things that were taken away from us, we need to start getting those things back. Right? So now once you're past that, first part of the question is, if you're saying staying on guard for who? Or actually, it's not on guard for who, on guard from who? Period. It's not a situation where, who are you on guard from? Matter of fact, I'm going to type that in again. You should be on guard from who, not for who. That one comes later. Who should you be on guard from? I'll give you guys a hand. I tell you guys all the time. Should you believe anything that your brother C says? Absolutely not. Anything that brother C says, you better run and fact check brother C against the book. And if he coming with any kind of thought that's against the kingdom of the Israelites, if he's saying anything, I'm not a teacher, but if he's saying anything in a conversation or anywhere else that's not written in the book, then call him a liar and tell him to get the hell off YouTube. That's for your brother C. So now, you're on guard from whom? Because we're going to start there. Brother Hal, leading into that, what say you? Who on guard from whom? What does that mean?
Yeah, first and foremost, what comes to mind for me is being on guard from the enemy, of course. Now, enemy, we know as the devil, Satan, the evil attacks that we receive from the enemy could be spiritual, could be physical. We also have these physical enemies running around here. We know who they are. We need to be on guard from them too. But I also think we need to be on guard from ourselves. I think sometimes we can be our worst enemy, especially in this awakening. There's a lot going on. A lot of people telling us we are not who we say we are. That could really be, a damper on your confidence sometimes. Sometimes it could be make you deny, even in yourself, even in your head, make you doubt the truth. So I think we need to be on guard of a few things, one being the wiles of the devil, another being from the enemy, which could be a physical enemy, a person or a group of people, and the other one is yourself.
That's heavy right there. That's heavy right there, because if you look at if you look logically, because the book says that who we're wrestling against, but my biggest enemy for me is my own flesh. Point blank. I'm my biggest enemy, because I'm the only person that I believe that can stop me. Nobody on the whole earth, not Donald Trump, not an insurrectionist, not a white evangelical, not TD Jakes or Creflo Dollar, not my boss, not another brother or anything like that. The only thing that can stop Brother C from doing the Father's will, because that's what it all goes back to anyway, is Brother C. Brother C will get in the way. So I need to be, like you're saying, we need to be on guard against ourselves first. Looking in the mirror. Of course, we got enemies. That's known. My man says the adversary. JPM says the adversary. We got a lot of those. Somebody get that precept where we wrestle not. Who we wrestling against? If you're not wrestling against flesh and blood, who is the real enemy then? Who's behind the curtain? Who's the Wizard of Oz? Who's behind the curtain pulling these people's strings? Even though the Father done told you he created good and evil, so ultimately he's above all. Pulling everybody's strings like a marionette puppet, like Pinocchio. Everybody's a pawn. Period. The Father, this is his thing. I'm going to keep going down and see what the fam say, because this is a conversation. My brother Jabroni says, on guard equals say no to these. You know I say amen to that, bro. You know I say amen to that. I can't say nothing but amen to that. Why? Because we definitely need to be on guard, and especially be on guard for them ones that call themselves Christians. Be on guard for the number one serial killer now is you got a heathen under 20. Go look up the last major shootings, and it's going to be another one soon. The last major shootings in the Snakes have been what? Done by young heathens. You had a young heathen. What was that boy? 12 years old? And go shot up something? And talking about he want to kill people? Really? 12. I done told y'all a long time ago, one of these shows, we done said it, and I wasn't the only one saying it. I know I was one of the people saying, you got to watch out for the young heathen and the old heathen. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I know I'm being crass. Sometimes I could be crass, but the reality of it is these young heathens now be playing these video games, and I can't blame it on the video game. You just got a spirit of wicked error. That's all that is. You want to be a demon. Running around talking about you want to kill people. Let's see here. Let's keep reading what the fam got to say. Praise him, said to supervise the entry and exit through. Keep watch to watch over so as to prevent escape or violence. All praises. Nice breakdown. Let's see here. Stephanie M says being on guard through the Most High words and his eyes. That's right. The stars, which we have a misunderstanding of what those. I'm going to say this, and this is my belief, that those things that we see in the sky at night, those things are living and breathing entities. Okay? Don't get it twisted. The stars testify to the Father's word. Everything in the sky testifies to his word and to prophecy. You are living and breathing documentation through your DNA, through your lineage, and through your current circumstance that what the book says about you and not the fuse is truth. Period. You can't run from that. JPM, Colossians 2:8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy. Don't be coming to me philosophizing, telling me what is your opinion, and you stating it as fact. You telling me that you got a Christmas tree in your house and you say that the Father is okay with it, but the Father done told you in the book, don't cut down no tree and put it in your house. The Father never ordained no Easter trees and Christmas eggs. He never ordained none of that food. He never ordained Valentine's Day. He didn't ordain that Hallows Eve. Just got through worshiping one of the most satanic high holidays in the history of man. There's a bunch of others, but everything, you notice everything that Christianity does, you'll talk about, okay, we're not going to have Halloween, but we're going to go to the church house and give the children candy. Well, what's the difference, sir? How are you any different? You're having your children dress up. But anyway, I'm not going to get sidetracked. I'm not going to get sidetracked. We'll get back to that precept. That's what we're going to do. Let's see any man spoil you through philosophy, making up stuff, misinterpreting scripture, telling me that it's okay for me to say Scooby the Baba, shoot Scooby blah 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 blah, and then you don't got no interpreter. Vain deceit. You vainfully running around getting money in vain, deceiving the people, talking about if they give you a Trinity offering that you're gonna be saved and the Father gonna bless you. You vainfully deceiving people with your lies and your error. Talking about the Father's word is done away with when the Father said his word would never come back void. If he done told you his word would never come back void, what does that mean to you, sir or ma'am? That should be telling you, well, if he said his word's not going to come back void, that means that his word is still circling the earth and it's still resonating and vibrating. And it's going to do everything what he said it's going to accomplish. Maybe a few times. Have you ever thought about that? If the Father, if you see a prophecy and you say that, oh yeah, that's a repeater. Okay, so that means that the Father word never come back void. He said it, and if it happened a few times, okay. What's the harm in that? What's the problem? So you're vague, and this one, the traditions of men. Man telling you to worship on these these sick holidays. Valentine's Day is sick because you got a little baby dressed up naked with a bow and arrow. Who dreams of that kind of stuff? No Negro came up with that. You sick. Your traditions talk about you worship. Notice. They say, oh, well, you could worship any day, but the seventh day was a day of rest. I'm not talking about worship, I'm talking about resting. What's your traditions? Traditions of this nation. 4th of July and Thanksgiving. Thankful that you destroyed Israelites. Israelites meaning I'm talking about the people that you brought over here. That's what I'm talking about. Until otherwise proven anybody else. And no, I'm not one that says that them other people is our people, and I don't ascribe to the 12 tribe chart, but on record, I love my brothers that's in camps that do. I still love them so. You got these hocus pocus traditions. Your traditions and you physician of no value. And it say after the rudiments of the world, everything that Christianity do is based on the earth. It's not based on nothing biblical. That's why it's the broad gate. Somebody get that precept, the broad gate that leads to destruction. I call the 45,000 flavors of poison and strychnine every chance I get. You got 45,000 different traditions of a man that said he disagreed with another man and he gonna start his own congregation. So that means to tell me if you ain't following the book, you're not like at the punchline at the air and not after Mashiach. You're not after Mashiach if you're not following the book. You're not after Mashiach if you're not LSC. And for the new people that joined on, LSC is just the law, statutes, and commandments. How you gonna be Mashiach like, and Mashiach was the word? How you gonna do that? Let's keep reading though. I got distracted with the precepts. Y'all know how I get with them precepts. See what my brother says. Shalom. Be different. The world ending, and we Israel and Michael Yashar locks Yehuda, the enemy. Yep, the enemy comes in a lot of different forms. So the enemy of your household, your family members, your sisters and brothers, people that you love so. They'll flip the script, and now they wicked as hell. You don't know what happened to the person that I used to love? What happened to that person I used to care for? The person that would always run to me and do stuff. We gotta be on guard for everybody. Every single body we gotta be on guard from. Stand prayed up, the adversary will attack you in your dreams. That's right. That's right. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm not proficient in this, but please forgive me because we do have family members that are proficient in it, and that's understanding what's going on above us. I would recommend that every one of you, when you get a chance, go outside and look at the stars at night. If you're in a place where you're not in a city and you can see the stars, take a look at the stars at night. If you got a telescope, do that. The skies are popping right now, folks. Skies is out of control. Every time I look up in the morning or at night, if I get a chance, you're always seeing something. It's not a day go by that you don't see nothing. If you look up, you're gonna see something every time. See, your sister Deja said, "My heart is being too good to humans that doesn't deserve it," and that's what guarding your heart and protecting yourself is important this day and age, so that you don't get ran over, that you don't get taken advantage of. And like I said before, family is probably some of the worst culprits because family knows that you love them and care about them, and that you probably won't say no until you get to the point where, yeah, I will say no, and I do care about myself, and I do care about what I'm doing and how I'm moving. Y'all throwing some flamethrowers in here. My brother
Yeah.
Nature's
I just
graffiti. Go ahead, bro. Say that.
yeah,
Go ahead.
no, that last comment, that last comment actually really struck me. If you could put it back up for 1 second.
This one here.
Um uh yeah, there we go from Deja Vu. I think, and we're talking about the awakening tonight. I think one thing we have to remember is that being good to our brothers and sisters is a commandment. And no one deserves anything, not even us, right? But we are commanded to be good and to love one another as ourselves. This is a commandment from the Most High, and something that we've never really experienced because we never really done, because we never really been told in our Christian worlds, that, I definitely come from, I think most of us come from, that this is something that we had to do specifically to our brothers and sisters who are Israelites like ourselves. But we've never been told that. We've always been told, we have to be good to our enemies, those who hate us. So this comment just kind of struck me because I don't think you could ever be too good to a brother or sister. I don't think you could ever love your brother or sister too much. I think this is something that we have that's a little bit left over from what we've experienced and what we should be coming out of. So, sister, I just want to say you can never be too good to your brothers and sisters. You can never love too much. You can never love yourself too much. And you can never too much give that back to those who are in your family, your brothers and sisters, Israelites who are like yourselves. I just wanted to put that in there, Brother Cleo.
That's an awesome point because here, as you all know, we care about, we love our people, and everything that we say and do is with the heart and mind of loving our people. We love our people, so we do, and I shouldn't have to say that to you. And so we do need to start loving on each other more. What I mean by that is that when you see a brother on the street, sister on the street, shalom them or smile. You don't have to look at them sideways like they're trying to beat you out of something or you trying to beat them out of something. No. It's going to come a time where we're going to be in the wilderness. It's going to come a time where we're going to be in the kingdom, and I hope I'll be around to see the kingdom. I know I'm going to see the wilderness. That much I do know. Believe it or not, I do know that. How you know that, brother? See, it's just something I feel in my spirit. That's my opinion. It's my opinion that I'm going to be here. It's not fact, right? I'm going to be here for the wilderness. I want to be here as y'all start taking, the Father start using y'all as his battle axe to give these people the blues in the business. I want to see that. Let's go to the next comment. This is a great comment right here. Nature's graffiti, guarding against imagination. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all do know that the mind is the battlefield, right? The mind is the battlefield. And when you, as I always say, when you hear get a thought into your mind, book says bringing all thoughts under subjection. When you get a thought into your mind, know that that didn't originate from you. When something come, have you ever had put a one up in the chat? If you ever had a thought come out from left field and you playing shortstop, you get a call, you get a thought from left field, you at shortstop, all of a sudden you get something goofy in your mind, either distracting you, have you think about something goofy and retarded, or wants you to do something goofy and retarded, or wants you to imagine some vain thing, have you doing something that you know you shouldn't be doing. Have you thinking that you're Moses when you just ye? Have you thinking that you're a savior when you're just another person? Have you thinking that you're a prophet when everything that you said ain't came to pass? Having a high opinion of yourself that you is not even validated because you haven't done nothing. Now I'm not talking about the people here. You're talking about guarding against imagination. What they imagined when they was building Babel. What did he say to them? He said, let's go confuse them how they talk to each other. Some say that's when the different languages were discovered because he separated them too, right? He said, let's go down because they'll be able to do everything that they imagine. I'm paraphrasing, right? Y'all get that precept. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. Everybody that read the book. You could do everything. You could do everything that I imagine. Now, if you think about that, you could do, he confounded their language so that they couldn't be able to link up, right? But he confounded their language so that they wouldn't be able to do their crazy imagination. And I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna put nothing on Israelites. Israel got the craziest imagination on the earth. We got a crazier imagination than heathen. Heathen ain't more imaginative than us. Why? Because everything that we imagine, not only does it come to pass, but we built the construct. Nimrod was a Hamite, contrary to if you Google Nimrod didn't look like no heathen. Well, when I say heathen, I mean, you know what I mean when I say heathen. He didn't look like those. He didn't look like Europeans, right? And that's a misnomer on my part because do we look at everybody that's not Israelites as heathen and pagans, right? So Nimrod did not look like a European. If Nimrod's father was Ham, right? So he couldn't have been that. But then if you Google Nimrod, if you Google Hannibal Barca, what are you gonna get? You're gonna get a euro. So that's a powder keg right there. Nature's graffiti. That's huge. Adam Sandler behind the curtain now. Adam Sandler. Who's that other crazy monkey that do Jessica Rabbit or whatever it was? The dude with the yellow. Jim Carrey. He behind the curtain. All of them behind the curtain. A lot of times I get in my own way. That's correct. We do get in our own way a lot of times. I'm going to put that one up because this one I call Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. And we break this down. Principalities is an entity, against powers, that's another entity, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Now, here's why I don't call the Father a power or call him our power, because he's bigger than that. Because if you call him that, you're saying that he's mixed in with these entities. He's bigger than a power, folk. A power is listed here. So the Father that spoke this construct into existence is not a power. He is everything. And then some. I'm not going to limit him by calling him no power. I'm not going to put him in the category with these entities. Against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Spiritual wickedness in high places, where the high and muckety mucks are, where all the money, where the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergers and the NWO, all that foolishness, all that crazy imaginations. How they with the rulers of the darkness of this world to co-conspire against the Israelites. The Psalms 83s connected with these entities to go against Israel. You wish people are behind the curtain. So, fam, I'm gonna scroll down. My sister says she got to be on guard for her family. Sister here say the battle is within our minds daily. That's right. Minute by minute. Minute by minute. I could be sitting here right now, Zoink. Okay, you got me going sideways because you got me thinking about something dumb. You're trying to and see. Here's the thing: the invisible entities know your trigger points, right? Visible entities know what's going to lead you down to degradation. Visible entities know what's going to trigger you to have you upset. And ultimately, the invisible entities know what's going to have you distracted. So you're not focusing on His word. You're not focusing on Him. You're going to be void of the Ruach when you go to the left. Ruach will step back and be like, okay, well, I'm not dealing with it now because he's Brother C is doing that over there. Right? So I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down. Y'all, I tell you what, go get the family, tell the family that KC is on and that they should get something to drink and sit down. You could put Brother C on mute. Watch the chat. Shalom, Lisa Walker. Hope all is well. CP Shalom. Hope all is well with you. Let's see here. Unorthodox daughter Zion. I passed the church on Halloween night that looked more alive than Sundays. That's right. Because you got your children dressed up as Sam Hain, dressed up as some warlock or some witch. I see a lot of these children now, they dress up in blackface. I seen a couple of them today. Where folks was you had a little heathen, looked like he was 7. He had a basketball in his hand, basketball jersey on, face painted black, and you had a bunch of other entities at Walmart. I'm sure y'all seen it because we all frequent the same YouTube streets. They was dressed up, talking about somebody said you ain't gonna be able to go to college, and one of the heathens said was a smart aleck talking about, well, we didn't graduate from high school, so we ain't worried about it. I'm just paraphrasing. Sister Cece was good, sis. Hope all is well. See what my sister says. Shalom, family, peace and blessing. I live in a TH shared walls, got an Ish on one side and a Marian Pope worshiper on the other. Definitely got to stay on guard, keep an LSC. That's right. That's right. And you know what's amazing? This is what's amazing about LSC outside of anything else that you can imagine. When you're LSC, you look different, you talk different, you walk different. That's when somebody go get the precept where it say a peculiar people. When did he say that about them? And how was they moving? When the Father say, you got to put in context. When he said something, who was he saying? Who was he saying it to? When was he saying it to him? And why was he saying it to him? That wicked entity that live on the left, that's a satanic devil pope worshiper. Talking about you the vicar of Mashiach. Talk about you Mashiach on earth, you God on earth. You a liar. You ain't no God. You might be an entity though. Y'all think these popes is just regular people? They could be Indian. I'm not saying if he is, he could be. And then on the other side, you got Ish, which if I say that Ish worship, if I say the 1948s worship Hasatan, is that gonna get me counsel? No, brother C, because you ain't nobody. You can't counsel me because I'm not in covenant with you, first of all. I'm in covenant with the Father. And I'm in covenant by his word. So if you try to come for me and counsel me, you got nothing coming. You got nada coming. Why? Because I'm not governed by what I got in my pocket. If they try to take something that I do, God, surely my Father will bless me with tenfold, 1,000-fold. I'll be looking forward if you're thinking you're going to take something from me. Looking forward. We'll be looking forward to it. Because now that's, to me, I look at that. That's a come up. Oh, you going to take that? Okay. Let's see if you get away with taking that. I tell y'all all the time, if something happens to our people on this earth, look for death and destruction to come to that area. Look for it. They call it the harvest. They call it the lie from the pit of hell. Start these precepts. Okay, so now one thing, and I'm sure somebody said it. This is the one, and I think I kind of said it, but we need to be on guard from this right here. Put it in, and I'm gonna scroll down, fam. Y'all keep the chat going because y'all blazing on fire. You need to be on guard from sin. You need to be. I'm not saying you. I'm saying me. Brother Cleo need to be on guard from sin. Period. You get caught playing musical chairs. You get caught up doing something that you ought not, and the Father got that place that He get ready to mark for destruction, and you get caught up right with it. Be on. Keep your mind. Keep that battlefield clear. Keep the battlefield filled with the book. You keep that battlefield clean.
Another thing that's coming to mind to me right now, Brother Cleo, when you brought up being on guard from sin, is just the idea that we have the law, statutes, and commandments. We know we have to keep them. But a way to keep guard from sin would be to keep yourself from things that will lead you to sin. So, everything, like Paul said, and I'm going to paraphrase here, everything is permissible, but everything's not lawful. And I'm thinking also of Cain's situation, where his sacrifice wasn't accepted like his brother's was. And the Most High says to him, why is your countenance low? If you do right, will you not be accepted? And this is before Cain does the sin of killing his brother. And he says, sin is crouching at your door, but you must master it. So these are the things we have to do. So it's about keeping the laws and guarding yourself from sinning, but it's also about putting yourself in those right places, those right areas in your life that keeps you from sin, keeps you from temptation, helps your mind to be renewed day by day instead of dwelling on those things that will lead you to do the acts of sin against the Most High. And that's not just for the family, that's for myself.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And the G, when I appreciate you jumping in like that. When the Spirit hits you, please jump in. Listen here, fam. What the brother said was so clear, crystal clear. It was so abundantly clear. I'm gonna put it on me. I always point to myself. I try not to point to y'all. The reason why I'm pointing to myself, I'm being transparent. I'm not gonna ever point at you, saying, "Yo, sir, I'm looking at myself in the mirror," which we all should be doing self introspective looks at ourselves so that we can get better. Hey, brother Yash, good seeing you, brother. Shalom, peace and blessings to you, brother. Hope all is well with you. Let's see here. I'm gonna go back up because there was a precept in here that I believe this is that Yazinya Yasharal, Psalms 106:47. Save us, O Father, our Father, and gather us from among the heathen. To me, that's wilderness talk right there. Somebody get that precept. Gather thyself together, O nation, not desire. Father, please gather us together so we can be away from these heathen. I'm looking forward to the day where we can gather amongst ourselves and build. We're gathering now, believe it or not. This is a wonderful gathering. And it seems like the time just gets here so fast on me that I'm like, man, it's already Wednesday. And I keep telling y'all, time is speeding up. Get your IPs done. Do the will of the Father. Let's continue to read this precept though. Gather us from among the heathen to give thanks unto our holy name. We can be away from the heathen. We can build amongst ourselves, but we could do that right there. Give holy thanks unto the Father's name and triumph in his praise. We could praise and lift up the Father in our own land. Imagine you praising him and lifting him up, and he in the midst of you. Mashiach is there. The Ruach is rocking out. Can you imagine that? How glorious and wonderful that is. The heathen don't have that to look forward to. The heathen the heathen just had they glad tidings with Hallows Eve. They looking for the great pumpkin Charlie Brown. Well, he just came because that cartoon came on a couple of days ago. What was that, Sunday, 31st or Monday? You missed it. Great Pumpkin came and left.
Hey, Brother Cleo, I know you're a cartoon head, man. Did you watch it?
Nah, man. I'll tell you what. I have a cartoon. I'll tell you what. The funniest one though, is the Thanksgiving one. Because Snoopy serving up. He served up pretzel, popcorn, and toast. And then he's making the feast, and then he's slinging the plates at him, right? Slinging the plates at him, and they landed on the death. They got the one Negro there. I think he ducked, and half of his toast or something jumped off his plate. You know that happened to the Negro.
All right.
So that one right there. And then after the fact, Snoopy, what does Snoopy do? After they all leave and they go to Grandma's house, Snoopy breaks out and got his turkey. Him and Woodstock, they bring the turkey out. They wrap their napkin around their neck and they eat a real proverbial feast. That's I think between that one and the one about Christmas, because the Christmas one is on point because of how they be dancing. Now they be dancing man to the music. Oh my!
I can't remember his name. The one that plays the piano.
Linus.
Yeah, is that Linus?
Yeah. Linus. Yeah. He be getting down. But now let me stop. See now, okay, look. Y'all know I ain't saying. But cartoons, candy, and cereal. Those are the only thing I know. I don't know about the book. But I will tell you, if you want to talk about candy, if you want to talk about cereal, and if you want to talk about cartoons, I'm your dude. I'm that dude. So let's keep moving. Let's see here. We got y'all keep it rocking in the chat. And again, I keep saying keep rocking in the chat because this is for the family that comes after. And they want to listen to what we're talking about. And they can layer that on how great our family is in the chat. Y'all great. Y'all bar none. And when I say that y'all the most brilliant people on the earth, it's not fodder. I'm not just saying that to stroke your ego. Your ancestors is in the book all doing all kind of great exploits. Your mind this day should be, okay, when am I going to get to the greater works? When am I going to do the greater works that Mashiach said I was going to be doing this hour? That's another element that we talk about all the time. We talk about the cheat codes. When am I going to get them? What's up, Mr. Thor? Shalom to you, brother. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. There was somebody that said they was new. Hold on a second. Hey, there's somebody that jumped in new. Y'all better make sure that y'all greet that person. And I went past. I'm sorry about that. Devionaya, hopefully I pronounced that right, brother. Shalom, peace and blessings to you. First time listener. Well, you're a first time listener. Guess what? This is your house. Be welcome. Hopefully the family shaloms you and greets you. And know this, that since you're a first time listener, I'm not going to hit you with a Trinity offering. You only got to pay me an offering for the Ruach and Mashiach. I'm not going to charge you for the offering from the Father. Go ahead, Najee.
No, I was just gonna laugh at you, bro. Devanaya, welcome.
Hey, everybody gotta pay up, man. You gotta be. You listen. When you was sitting in the church with Creflo and them, everybody was running Creflo and them and snakes in them. and running them a Trinity Offering, running them all that loop because they done got us mixed up with that music, between the music and the beats per second of the music, getting us fired up, getting the spirit fired up, that tingly lying spirit, so that you could give to these people, knowing that these people lying. And so we appreciate you, bro. But just know this, and I dropped the link in the chat. I'm gonna drop it in there right now, like we always do. If anybody wants to join in and give their perspective on the conversation that we're having, and keep it about the conversation that we're having, you're more than welcome to hit the link and join in, and we'll bring you in. And we love hearing the family's perspective. My sister Notorious Hebrew, Shalom, sis. Hope all is well with you. Zoo too. Yeah, they be jiggling the wires. They always jiggle the wires. I did want to put this up before we move on to the next question. My brother Jabroni says, add up next, and Shalom up next. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well, bro. I recall the book saying Yah himself allotted the heathen a certain lowercase gods to worship. That's right. That's right. Why is the Father gonna say, depart from me, you worker of iniquity, I knew you not? But then you saying you was doing all this stuff in Mashiach's name, but then at the same time, somewhere in the book say you coming with another Mashiach. You coming with something completely different that don't connect to him. Which by default means they have a different spirit. Yes, they do. I'm gonna be frank. And I know some say the heathen is Esau. I'm talking about the ruling party, the ruling faction, and all of them underneath them. Not just the ruling faction, all of them that look like the ruling faction. Some say they Esau, some say they Amalek, some say they this, that, and the third. I'm having a hard time believing if they're even human. I could probably make the case out of the book that they're not human. They cut with something. Then they fitted for destruction. Point blank. So I'm going to scroll down. Look at that. We got some new people jumping in. She say Schroeder playing the piano. Oh, you know what? I said Linus. My bad. Hey, Najee. Notorious Hebrew know the Charlie Brown better than I do. It's Schroeder. It's not Linus. Linus running around with that blanket, right, Notorious Hebrew? He the blanket dude.
Yeah, Linus got the blanket. She got
she right. She right. It's right. Up next got it too. Y'all should say, bro. And see, now they should run Brother C off YouTube for lying, talk about it with Linus. He lying, talking about it. Brother C, you a trip. Yisai Ben Yehuda. Shalom, brother. For there are many nations and many peoples, and all are his. And over all hath he placed spirit and authority to lead them astray from him. Somewhere in the book, somewhere, I'm going to say, I'm paraphrasing, somewhere in the Old Testament, somebody was talking about sending somebody a lying spirit. That's the Father playing chess with the earth. That's like he doing right here. He done sent you a spirit, and he going to lead you astray all the way away from where he's at. But look at the rest of the precept. But over Israel, he did not appoint any angel or any spirit. What does that say, folks? What does that say? He dealing directly with only one people. From end to end, from the beginning of the book to the end of the book, he only dealing with one people. One. I didn't make up the rules. Do I feel sorry for everybody else? No, because you can get in line. You can get in line. You can cleave. We've been hanging on everybody else's word, not even listening to ourselves, not even looking at the book, looking for the heathen to tell us what to go left and to go right. This is a perfect segue into video I got. I'm gonna play fair use, and I'm gonna play a video that confirms everything that I just said. Because we always look for confirmation from the heathen every chance we get, like the heathen has something edifying and great to say. If you want to get edification, what I tell you all the time, go sit under yourself an Israelite and shut your mouth, brother C. Go get under Israelite if you want to know something about the book. Get under them Israelites. Had them break down the scripture for you, and then you read it for yourself and ask the Father if it's so. Ask him. The stars right now testifying to these people right here on this earth right now. All kinds of things going on the earth. And who was the people telling you what it was? Was it Kirk Cameron in them? Was it the Bible Answer Man? Snakes ain't told you nothing about the prophecy, neither has Creflo. Snakes will tell you, yeah, I'm Igbo, but I'm not Israel. Huh? What is you saying? Let me play this video. Because here's what we have, folks. We have a little bit of a disconnect when we have to go to the heathen and listen to what the heathen says about us. If your brother sees say that you're the greatest people on the globe, and he could back that up with what the book says about you, then quite certainly there must be something truthful about what the brother C is saying. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. I want you to take this person's word for it that I'm about to share the screen on. So I'm about to share my screen. But before I do that, I must do the important thing. I must play fair use. And before I play fair use, I'm gonna greet the brother Elisha. Elisha, what's good, bro? How you doing?
Hey, Shalom, Elder. Please, I apologize immensely, man, for being late, brother.
Man, relax, take a deep breath. Hopefully you got something good to drink. You good here, man. This is your house. You ain't
Yeah, man,
gotta apologize, man. You got children you gotta deal with. I got you.
I got that 100% tap water, man. I'm drinking good.
Well, I'm hoping it ain't that Jackson, Mississippi tap or that Detroit tap, bro. How they intentionally poison our people, but that's a different conversation. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Brother
Go ahead,
Elisha,
bro.
man, I'm loving that icon, man.
Hey,
Beautiful.
yeah, that's my niece, man. So I got my niece on there.
She's beautiful, man.
Listen,
Indeed.
because if I'd have said she was mine after 5.5, almost 6 years in prison, somebody would have said, I need to call Maury. So just put
No comment. No comment for you, bro. I'm gonna leave that on the side. Let's rock this fair use, and we gonna come back and play this video. Hey, right on for jumping on, bro. Here we go, fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, and this is a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this video right quick. I'm gonna share my screen. And this video comes from our good brother Phil from the Advice Show. If you guys aren't a subscriber to Phil, check him out because Phil is always right and exact and on point. But you know what, fam? I'm gonna have to stop that, cancel that. Let's do this. They be trying to trick me sometimes with this tech. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that up like that, make that expanded like that, and that looks good. Okay, so that looks good from that side. Let me go ahead and present. And fam, I want you to do me a favor. Let me know when I start playing the audio if you can hear me okay, okay? I'm just gonna start playing the clip of it. Hello everyone, it's me, Demetra K. I'm the Demetra K Show here on. Okay, so can you hear the audio okay? You good?
Yeah, we get.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put
good.
that on high. All right, brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start playing us again. Now, mind you, there's a white woman that's gonna come on and she's gonna talk that talk. Let's listen. YouTube and a proud contributor of the African Diaspora News Channel. If you could please do me a favor and subscribe to all channels and like this video, I would greatly appreciate it. So I'm about to show you a video that's gonna make you say word. Check it out.
See, y'all single-handedly own the power and you can't even see it. They know that y'all single-handedly hold the cards to all of this shit in this nation. God, please just wake up and see what kind of control you actually have. If you really want to get technical, y'all are the ones that can save this country. Because the minute that y'all actually see through their bullshit is when they lose their wealth. Talk about white privilege. They will lose their wealth. They bank on y'all. They bank on y'all remaining stagnant with their bullshit. I can't wait to see this shit unfold because I'm going to tell you, there's one by one, they waking up. Y'all better get ready. One by one, they're waking up to rich man's bullshit. And they're seeing and they're standing their ground. And once they lose the black vote, it's on like a Donkey Kong. So as you saw and heard.
Okay, so fam, I apologize to y'all because she was using some interesting phraseology, and I call it phraseology because we say it's one thing, but it's really something different. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. So I'm going to turn this over to the brothers on the panel. Elisha, you just now fresh jumped into the frying pan and into the fryer. What are your thoughts on that heathen and how she was speaking?
I mean, contextually, she's speaking more of how we affect this infrastructure. And, that's a whole nother discussion compared to how I believe we should be interpreting um, her words in the way that's most beneficial to us, as in, we control or have some aspect to play in our deliverance from this place. And she's looking at it the perspective of um, the amount of money that we contribute to the economy, and that a lot of the money that we spend in this economy is pretty much how it's functioning like that. I was listening to Dr. Umar Johnson. The brother was, he's like a statistical anomaly. That brother, he's like a statistical phenomenon. He just shoots out statistics, and he was talking about how, you know, black people are twice as likely to have a Mercedes Benz, and we're twice as likely and three times as likely as far as the type of money we spend. He was talking about we contribute $3 trillion to this economy, and largely we're the reason that it's up and running and how and functioning. So this is what she's speaking to, the white lady and the Edomite lady that was in the video. She's speaking to how if we were to pull off support, that would cause this infrastructure to pretty much collapse. But that would be necessary to probably put some of the judicial powers, or the political powers, in check to probably cause this country to correct itself, and that's not what we want to do. So that's what she's speaking of. I hear it, and I would agree with it if I was pro this place. Obviously I'm 1,000 times, the opposite direction. But I would like to add this to my little soliloquy I just shot out there, is that we talked about Nahum 3:16, at some point on one of the lives, and how it talks about thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven, the cankerworm spoileth and flieth away. Talking about how they come to our communities and they pretty much get rich. Any organization, any nationality tends to build their businesses within the inner cities of America, where we predominantly, operate and live. So just to digress a little bit, oddly enough, I sent a video to a brother the other day where a brother, and I don't know if a lot of you people, a lot of you might have seen this, all the Israelite family out there, that this person was at court and he witnessed a sister getting, or I mean, I'm sorry, a black person, we'll just say it that way, um, was fined $1,000, and the white girl that was after, who went over the speed limit a little, maybe 20 miles more. That person wasn't given a fine at all, and he waited till she came out the courtroom. He had his camera. He was like, "Did you know that was white privilege?" And he kept asking her that, and she couldn't help but affirm that basically it was white privilege, that she had just witnessed that she was given deferential treatment by the judge, and that the black person that went before her was actually given a fine of $1,000, and they both had speeding tickets. So it just goes to the whole situation where, you know, our treatment here, the treatment that we're experiencing, white privilege, the power that we have, um, is not always the most conducive for us. So that's my perspective on that video. And if y'all want, we brother Cleo, I can send you a link to that video so we can check that out. Amongst is another clip another article I read that we might be able to bring up before we close out.
Okay, it's all relative. Brother Najib, what say you about the heathen speak?
Yeah, I mean, she's not the only one, right? We've heard, I think lately, certainly in the last like year or so, we've definitely heard a lot of this, coming from non-Israelites, and they don't necessarily, excuse me, they don't necessarily know exactly what's happening. They're not necessarily talking about, anything in terms of Yahweh and biblical standards and keeping the law and following the people of Yah, following Israel. They're just talking about the coming doom. They just see it happening. Don't mean to bring this up, but the whole Kanye Kyrie incident, right? Kanye pulls out a list of all the companies in Hollywood and all over America that are owned by the Ish people, and there's nothing to say. Like everybody's standing there with their jaws wide open, their jaw drops. There's nothing to say. So I think they know something's happening. They definitely know something's going on. I don't think they know exactly what, but they know that they're on the wrong side of it. And maybe it's sort of a warning that they're trying to give to each other, but it's just happening. I think a big part of it is just that the people of Yah are rising up. The Most High is hearing our prayers now, and the world is shifting. So what else can they do? Even if they don't understand what it is fully, they understand something. They know something's going on. And that's what I think is happening in that video.
Those are you both came eloquent, and I appreciate you brothers' thoughts on what you said on that. This heathen who was speaking knows in her spirit that something's amiss. That this whole racism and white supremacy construct is on the way out. She doesn't even know how to even say it, so she looks to what she knows in the Republican Democrat thing, the voting thing, the things that they've been controlling and running to keep us under their foot. And she sees that their foot is on sand, and the tide done came in, and the sand underneath them is gone. They don't got no earth under them. And so that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a person that's defeated. Now, somebody put it in the comment section. Do we want to pray for this nation and save this nation? Yeah, I pray for this nation every night. I think about this nation every night. I do. I think about this nation under the destructive hands of the Father as he destroys them according to Psalms 109. And as he comes at all of the Psalms 83 nations as well and destroys them. I want to see the red, white, and blue destroyed beyond recognition. I want to see that flag burning, and that proud look, that flag, your national anthem, burn it all to hell. Yes, sir. And everything that's associated with it, tied to it.
You know what's funny, Elder Cleo, is that I seen that a news report today about Kyrie, and that Kyrie is donating $500,000, which was matched by the Nets, to the support I guess, eradicating or organization about anti-hate speech. And a lot of times, a person might think that he's coming up off his position. He took his tweet down. He's donating $500,000 with the team he's with to, fund uh, against anti-hate speech, and it's largely to do with, as a matter of fact, you might say solely to do with the fact that he tweeted about, from Hebrews to Negroes, and some of the content within that documentary, people interpret it as, anti-Jewish speech or anti-ish speech. And the thing about it is that the fact that the pressure got to him enough that he had to capitulate in some way is largely our fault. Is largely our fault, because when these brothers jump out there, we just not in mass numbers enough showing them our support. And then they got people coming at them at all corners. These the same people that we're talking about have all this influence and economic might within this construct that are very slow to the computer. They're very fast when it comes to contradict or to dispute what another Israelite might say about doctrine. Very swift with it. In fact, superhuman like, superhero like he, to be able to get on the computer and just throw their dissent somewhere. But when these brothers come out and we don't jump out and support them, slowly but surely, they tend to back down enough to make it go away, because we're not throwing our might around, the way we throw around that economic support to look fancy and drive nice cars.
Okay, so and I think part of that is because I can look at that in a myriad different ways. One of the main ways I'm going to look at it here in the physical first, right? So once Israel gets their weight up, because I don't believe that by 2050 that you're going to be to zero. Just like the AI didn't predict the awakening, the AI can't predict Israel and how Israel is going to move. So until your economic base is on par where people are punished, and when I mean by punished, they're punished economically for stepping out of bounds. Kyrie was punished economically for stepping out of bounds. Kanye West was punished economically for stepping out of bounds. And everybody that's done openly said, because the problem is not so much anti-Semitism or being anti-Semitic. The problem is that you're going back to your culture and you're saying that's our book. Now, you can agree with the views and say that, okay, yeah, you guys are the people too, which I would never do that. I say that you guys are Amalek, a portion of you. But that's another conversation. But since you brought up Kanye, I was going to bring up Kanye for this reason. And I'm not saying anything against the brother, but I do want to point out some things that the brother's doing so that we can be on guard. Like I said, you need to be on guard of your brother C. You do need to be on guard of me. You need to be on guard of me, because make sure that I got the family's best interests at heart. And I'm not telling you nothing that I wouldn't do, or that I wouldn't say, or that I don't believe. And I'm not sitting up here philosophizing, talking about thus says brother C, or making up something and mixing you up, trying to confuse you, like I'm the author of confusion. Shalom, Sister Helen Fuller-Rami. Peace and blessings, sis. So I want to put this up, and I want everybody to take a look at something. And again, this is not to demean or disparage my brother, not Kanye, but my brother Kyrie. Now, this is the quote that he made on October 29th. The brother says, I am an omnist. I meant no disrespect to anyone's religion, beliefs. The anti-Semitic label that is being pushed on me is not justified and does not reflect the reality or truth I live in every day. I embrace and want to learn from all walks of life. Now, has anyone Googled two things? what in the Sam hell is an omnis? That's the first thing you should ask yourself, right? So we're going to Google it. Omnist, right? Let's Google what an omnist is. Omnist in the Wikipedia. Omnism. So that's a whole nother religion. I didn't know that, did y'all? That's a whole nother thing. Okay, so you're into omnism. Omniism. Okay, so look at that. Look at that. So look at that. Look at that right there. That'd be everybody. Omnism is the recognition and respect of all religions and their gods, or lack thereof. Those who hold this belief are called omnis, sometimes written as omnis. In recent years, the term has been resurfacing due to the interest of modern-day self-describing omnis who have rediscovered and begun to redefine the term. And you got all these different religions, and omnis is now a religion. Okay, you guys can do a good dive into that. That's not what I'm doing. So the brother says he's an omnis, right? Okay, so proof of that is, did you guys zoom in on this? Zoom in on that. What do we have there? Just so that we're not getting it confused or twisted, right? So let's zoom in on that. What is that? What is that, brother? See, what you got there? And so that's that same symbology that all religions. Now, he's not saying that he's all religions. He's saying that he respects all religions, and the omnis perspective is you have a respect for their entity of power, or whatever you want to call it, right? So that's an interesting tidbit on the brother. Now, has anyone questioned, because I'm wondering if anybody brought this out, but has anybody questioned what that term right there means? What does that mean? Hella, right? What does that mean? It's not this, is it? Oh, that's the wrong picture. My bad. Oops. That's the wrong picture. Okay, so hella. Let's look at this right here. This is from John Hopkins, right? The importance of hella cells. Where did the name hella come from? Among the important scientific discoveries of the last century was the first immortal human cell line known as hella, a remarkable, durable, and prolific line of cells obtained during the treatment of Henrietta's cancer at Johns Hopkins Research, Dr. George Gay, in 1951. So who was Henrietta? Who was Henrietta? Henrietta Lacks. Do you folks know who Henrietta Lacks was? Let's Google Henrietta Lacks. Okay, sister. Let's get her from, let's see here. Mind you, what did they say about the sister? And I don't know if you guys remember the story. It came out recently. This is her family. This is her breakdown. I'm saying all of that to say I'm going back to this. What did they say? A remarkable, durable, and prolific line of cells obtained during the treatment of Henrietta's cancer by Johns Hopkins. Although these were the first cells that could be easily shared and multiplied in a lab setting, Johns Hopkins has never sold or profited from the discovery. You're a liar. Stop lying, Johns Hopkins. Stop it. Stop. So they're using black people's cells to solve riddles, solve problems. Although many other cell lines are in use today, hella cells have supported advances in most fields of medical research in the years since hella cells were isolated. So is my man's using that phrase, which we're going to go here. Is it pointing to that? Or is it pointing to, if you Google hella, you're going to get some entity looking thing, right? So when I say that we need to be on guard, you need to be on guard for everybody. You need to be watching everybody. And as we say, as everybody says, we're not no different. If somebody's bringing something good, because the Father's using everybody, you accept that good. We're not disparaging nobody. We're just bringing this to your attention. Bringing it to your attention. Now, the brother gave me a link. Bro, you gave me a TikTok link, and I'm going to see if I could put it up. I'm going to copy it first, and then if I could play it, I'll play it on my other thing, on my other window here. Let me drop it
While
in
you
here
do,
first. Go ahead,
while you
bro.
do, yeah, while you doing that, brother Cleo, I just want to say that not only Kyrie Irving, but not Ye West and some others who have said some things, gotten shut down, got suspended, being canceled, losing money, losing contracts, so on and so forth. I still think this is all a wake up for us. I still think that it's helping us. It's helping the Israelites push the word. Yah is working to push the word around the world that we are the people of Yah and who we are. Um, the enemy is fighting back, and he's fighting back hard. You see all these people changing their tune, paying fines, being shut down, being humbled, being suspended from their jobs, that kind of thing. But we still have that hope, right? We still have that hope. This is working in our favor to spread the word that we are the people of Yah, and this could only this could only grow bigger. This could only grow bigger for us. I think I said this before, but I never thought that online preachers, for example, would be used like Ron Dalton's movie and book would be used in this manner. But how else, regardless what Kyrie Irving does now, he already released that book. It's almost like a re-release of that book and that movie to a bunch of people who may have never seen it. So it's all in the workings of y'all, and I think it's all a good thing.
Indeed, it's a good thing. You have people now that will look at that book and they'll look at the movie and they'll say, you know what, I never thought of such a thing. I never know that I was a person of the book until I heard Kyrie put on that Hebrews to Negroes, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. And so I researched Ron Dalton. I looked at that Hebrews to Negro, and guess what? We don't know how many people gonna come to the knowledge of the truth that they the book people, based on Kyrie putting it out there. And it was out there for a few days. And so the father in his book say he create good and evil, right? And I'm not saying Kyrie is good nor evil. What I'm saying is this is his construct, and everything that he says he's going to do, he is going to do it, whether we like it or not. Brother Elisha, you got something to say?
Yeah, let me say this is that, and this is not to come at Kyrie or Kanye West at all, but this is the problem that I have when these situations come up, whether it be Kyrie, Kanye, Kendrick Lamar, Nick Cannon, Ice Cube, or anybody else, Chingy, or anybody else that comes out with that we're the Jews or the real tribe of Judah. How hard is it to keep it on that subject before the Jewish powers and the American, judiciary bodies and the politicians come along and make it about anti-Semitism? It's like we're allowing this to happen, and the brothers that's coming out front is allowing these people to change what the whole topic is about. Just like if a man cheats on this woman and she confronts him about him or vice versa, and the subject gets changed to, well, I cheated, but the chicken is dry, and how come you didn't make sure that it was well seasoned and oiled right? And we're allowing these people to hijack the whole purpose of why that what they're saying. Hey, we are the children of Israel. We we have something to say about y'all claim that y'all are the real Jews. We're claiming that, according to biblical prophecy, we are the Israelites. We challenge your authenticity. We challenge the degree of pedigree that you are the people. But we fall into Hitler statements. We fall into um, Jewish hate speech. We keep falling into this stuff. And next thing you know, the people who are waiting to hear the real truth can't even hear that, because now the whole world, all the TV stations is talking about anti-Semitism and donating to the Anti-Defamation League and donating the, the fight against hate speech. These brothers, all they have to do is stay on focus, stay on topic about that. Yeah, this is why I put the tweet up. I put it up. I posted it and promoted it because the content in there that I do agree with is that we're the children of Israel. That's how, just that simple, you know. But now it becomes about something else. Becomes about something that the brothers is falling back from. And then that's the problem that I'm seeing with a lot of these brothers that speak. They're not prepared to stay on topic. And the minute these Jewish people, the minute these, these TV people see that one of our people is on the verge of revealing the truth, they come on the offensive and change the subject. And that's the stuff that is causing, you know, uh, this backward step. So I'm praying that one of our brothers force them when they get them on TV trying to talk about why did you tweet uh, from Hebrews to Negroes. Well, the reason I tweeted is because in the book it says, and in the movie it says, or in the documentary it says that black people are the children of Israel, and I believe that we are those people fitting Bible prophecy and fitting the history. And I think that that contradicts the fact that the Jewish people are actually in the land to this day. That's These are the things I hope happen soon, and I hope that one of our brothers is roused in spirit to force them to face that and not face what got. During Hitler said in about 80 years ago. That's all I got to say.
No, and I appreciate that comment. What's going to happen is you're going to have an Israelite, and that Israelite or Israelites, because I don't think it's just going to be one, you're going to have a floodgate open at some point where nobody's really concerned about losing shekels because we've got our own base that we can gain from. And this is just my opinion. And so there is going to come a time where people aren't going to be afraid to speak the truth without having to worry about what the few think. That time is coming. Someone put up in the chat about Behold the Pale Horse, dynamite book worth reading. There's a lot of truth in Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. I believe that's who wrote that. And for those Israelites who like to read, to get into some of the conspiracy facts. See, when you say the term conspiracy theory, you're being very dismissive and demeaning at the same time. Anytime you don't agree with the status quo, you will be labeled as dismissive and demeaning. Shalom, brother Banya. How you doing? What's going on?
Hey, shalom and blessing, bro. Sorry I'm late, man.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. This is the house. This is the house. How you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. Just got home for lunch for work, man.
Okay, we
Man,
just
that was
chopping.
just interesting that term omnibus, man. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, and some of the and see, I didn't want to spoil it for the family, but that hella, I put up what I'm hoping the brothers saying hella is, right? But I quickly showed you an image, and then hella is a Norse god. You can't get nothing by the fam, right? I'm sure that Omnis title got by a lot of these so-called YouTube channels. I know it did. I know that his little emblem got by a lot of them too. I don't know if anybody talked about that or not, nor do I care, because this is the family's house, and the family would say yay or nay. Not that it's important, because really it's one thing to be on guard about, and so that's why we're showing it, because we're talking about tonight's show is talking about being on guard. We already talked about being on guard from who. We also talked about being on guard from sin, being on guard from what. We talked about that too. Now the question that I have is that This is going to be a trick question. This is a trick question to find. We get back to the questions. When should you be on guard? When should you be on guard? Is there a time that you should be on guard, a time that you shouldn't be on guard? On guard when? Okay, so I wake up in the morning, I pray to the Father and thank him for waking me up, and then I let my guard down. Somebody get the precept where it talks about putting on the full armor. Ain't nobody mentioned that yet. But give me that precept, please. Somebody get that precept, drop it down. I'll put it up. Mary Yah, it's going to be, I'll bet you, it's going to be between Mary Yah or my good man JPM who going to put the precept up first. Put that precept up. I'm put up as y'all coming in. I'm gonna say you should be on guard all the time.
Ran into
See,
some
Lisa Walker
difficulties.
say all the time. Go ahead, bro. All the time. Go ahead. You having some difficulty? You back in, bro?
I think I'm all right now.
Okay. Yah's love says on guard all the time. Son of Judah all the time. Real says all the time. Sharita says always. All the time, be ready to give an answer. Josiah Ben Yehuda says 24/7 when you wake up and when you sleep, and in between when you sleeping, you better be on guard. Because Sister Mary, I say, what, them demons, them entities will be coming messing with you when you're in your sleep time. You drink that chamomile tea, that sleepy time, and you done drifted off to sleep, and you have and all kinds of entities chasing you throughout your own house, and you sleep. Huh? I'm gonna put somebody on mute. I get a lot of background. Put y'all on mute. And so all times, I keep seeing all times. Let's read this precept, my brother JPM, Ephesians 6 and 11. So what I call, put on the whole armor of the Father. And I want you to put that armor up too, so that we know we should be having on the armor. And we're not trying to be goofy like how the Christians do, because the armor is for us. Because we know that we in a battle every day. You waking up and you praying to the Father, you going outside. You ain't even got no armor on. You done prayed to the Father, and you think you good money, which you might be. I might put the precepts up where it breaks down the armor, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The devil will put a heathen to cut you off, flip you off, talking all crazy to you. Soon as you get to the office, heathens plotting against you, plotting your demise because you smarter than them. And you showing them what's up, you teaching them. They supposed to be the smart ones. I enjoy when they have come into my office, have a conversation with me, because I always say, see, this is how smart they are. And I say it exactly like that. I say, this is how smart they are. And I'm talking to another heathen. This is how smart they are by doing nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is dirty as hell, but then they do it like they done did something. You done built all these skyscrapers. You done built up all of these cities, and you're not in harmony with the earth at all. And you're smart and you got a high IQ. Yeah? Okay. You dumb as hell. Period. Somebody put me you're supposed to be on guard always. You're not supposed to never let your guard down around a young heathen, an old heathen, in season, out of season, all season. Be on guard for the heathen. Be on guard of Kanye. Be on guard of your brother's seed. Somebody give me that precept where it say, if it were possible. Because that's the punchline. If it were possible for you to get deceived by the brother's seed, but it's not possible. Stay on fire. Shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Real Morgan says, as a youngster, Charles Barkley was one of my favorite, but in real life, he's went all the way. And you know what, Real, now I don't get mad at because it's so prolific now, where you have brothers that will come in dissent and will throw brothers and sisters now will throw another brother under the bus so that they can get those 30 pieces of silver, you know, them shekels. That's apropos, I think. Shekels. You wish people controlling the money, and they say they don't control the money. Control entertainment, control banking, control YouTube, control multimedias,
You
and
know,
they'll
I'm
sit
sorry,
and tell you
brother.
that they don't. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
And I was just going to say that, what's interesting is that, I was checking out First Take today, and they had Amari Stoudemire on it. Amari Stoudemire took a trip to Jerusalem some years ago and converted to Judaism. And this is who they brought out as the person to contradict and to somewhat rebuke Kyrie. Well, anyway, during the course of that interview, they were talking about, you had the whole panel, and it was all so-called black people: Stephen A. Smith, Jason Williams, Omari Stoudemire, and they had I guess the white girl Molly, or the Ukrainian. I can't remember exactly what the nation is, but you had the brothers right there talking about that TikTok, YouTube, and all the social media platforms that we commonly know of should ban all so-called hate speech, or anything that is considered to be hate speech within any type of um, entertainment or videos or information that's put out. Now imagine that you got our people on there talking about things like Hebrews and Negroes is considered hate speech and shouldn't even be on any platform. Now I think that's just where they're going. They're looking for outcries like that where they can take down all of our content. Anything that it sounds like it's anti-Semite or anti-ish, they're going to start to take down just because it has some what they call rhetoric within it that is considered hate speech against these ish people, against these Semite people, and to hear our people be the forerunners to call that out just lets us know where we're going, what road we're going down. That if you can imagine, all the content that brothers have put up to enlighten the people would now be deemed anti-Semitic for the purposes of taking down, because supposedly is hate speech.
That right there is the ultimate goal, because right now, okay, so right now they don't want to draw any attention necessarily to what is actually being said. What they want to run to is they want to run to the deflector. See, when you use the phraseology anti-Semite, that's a deflector. You don't have to get into the truth. You don't have to get into. I heard that one entity. I'm gonna put you on mute, bro, because you got a lot of back feed coming in. That one entity. What's the name? Max Kellerman. I was driving into work this morning, and Max Kellerman was talking about the fuse because he's one himself, and he had a lot of nerve and bravado with how he was speaking. He was like really pumped up. But he said he talked about the fuse persecution and that they're balancing equal pretty much with what we went through. But then at the same time, my comment was, okay, so Max, you glossed over, because he mentioned the slave ships. I said, Max, you glossed over that yo folks, your ancestors controlled the slave ships. Max, you didn't mention, Max, that your family fought in the Civil War and they fought on the Confederate side. You missed that part out, Max. You completely missed that, Max, where your people took our industry. Your people killed Sam Cooke. I read something the other day where I believe it was my brother, and he's an Afrocentrist, and I can see his face. I can't call his name, but the brother, he's a powerful brother. Yes, Dr. Smalls. Dr. Smalls says he had a conversation with Tupac, and him and Tupac and Biggie was talking about controlling their own distribution. 48 hours later, he's dead. If you haven't Googled Sam Cooke, Google Sam Cooke. You tell me the fuse got our people best interests at heart. There's only one person that got your best interests at heart, is you. And if you get with a real true Israelite, not no fake you like, where nigga pretending like he for the Israelites and he pretending like he for you, but he really a goddamn snake. And smile in your face, stab you right in the back. Negro like. You got a nigga mind. You a nigga like. You got a nigga mind. No, you're a nigger like. You're a goddamn nigger. I could rock out with any of my brothers right here on this panel right now, in spirit and in truth. And we can get some things done.
Can I share some scripture with you, bro?
Drop them. Go ahead and drop them.
I'm gonna read this real quick. 2 Peter's. But there be false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Most High that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth should be evil spoken of. Right? So telling the truth today, man, it's like it's evil to the people. It's anti-Semitic. You know, when it come out of our people's mouth, it's anti-Semitic. You know, but when you see all these people that don't look like us saying the same thing, then you know everybody believes them. You know, but when we start saying it, all of a sudden we hate everybody. if our words is hate, which one is worse? The hate by words or hate by deeds? Because you can say you hate somebody just like you can say you love somebody, but your actions is what prove where your heart is at. Our people don't hate nobody. Our people have been accepting towards everybody, and nobody's been accepting towards us. Our people have been persecuted by everybody. Everybody want to tell us to shut up. Everybody want to tell us lie down that we may go over, while they lay our bodies as the ground. That's what they want to do. I'll tell you what is winding down to. If everybody don't realize, like, all the things that they've been putting in the media about us being criminals, about Hebrew Israelite extremists, this is their reason to try to start killing us outright. Right? Because everybody deserves to exist except for us. Everybody can say who they are without a shred of damn proof. But when we bring proof, it's evil. And then you got these brothers standing up for these people, man. I hope the Most High brings swift destruction on anybody that's for our demise. Because we know what we know what the enemy is up to. But I can't stand traitors. Despicable. You sell your own people out and condemn your own people to save your own ass. Man, I hate people like that, man.
I've come to accept that we have those in our midst, and what I do is I try not to get upset at them, and I just say, okay, well, that's the bin that they're in, and believe it or not, a lot of them, whether they know it or not, fall under what Matthew 24:24 says. Banya, go ahead and read this for me, please, because I called this earlier and the fan put it up. I couldn't find where the fan put it up. I'm going to hit some of these precepts. Banya, can you read 24-24 if you can see it, please? If you can't see it, another brother, read that.
I see it. I read it.
Go ahead, read that, bro.
Matthews 24:24. For there shall arise false Mashiach.
Stop right there. False Mashiach, the zigzag man, is one of your biggest proponents of being a false Mashiach. And if there was such thing as an Antichrist, it would be him. A false Christ. Can you read the next one?
And
what's the next prophets. One? For false prophet. Creflo Dollar, TD Jakes, Bible Answer Man, all your physicians of no value. all your fake, what's that, Cat Kerr, that witch. Talk about she gonna knock down Ian. That other spirit, that other witch from Spirit Movement. Yeah, she a witch. With a W, not the B word. I don't have to call them. I don't have to demean them. You a false prophet, because everything that a white evangelical done said ain't true. And you have our people follow behind them same people talking the same talking about you waiting on something that's not never gonna happen, that you done made up. Keep reading.
And should show great signs and wonders.
You know what the great signs and wonder is? This great sign and wonder that the Israelites was following up behind y'all. So you have done right this day in 2022. You was lying, prophet lying that Trump was going to get into office for a second term, and it ain't happened yet. So you a liar, and then you still making money, making merchandise off your people. But here's the punchline right here, though. Although we was following up behind y'all, read the rest of this.
In so much that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect.
The very elect will not be deceived. You in no way gonna be deceived, because he say it's so much, even after you went through the zigzag man. You went through Creflo Dollar and white evangelicals. You went through all the fake signs and fake wonders that they've been putting out. Even throughout all of that, you still can't be deceived. If your brother Cleo talk about he getting on here, talk about he telling you something, you cannot be deceived by me. You the elect. Who's the elect? The same people that he was talking about in the first part of the book. The same people that he talked about in the end of the book. And all the books that you done heard about and the ones you ain't never seen. You the elect. The Israelites is the elect. Not the Episcopalians. Not the Baptists. Not the Christian. I'm gonna read these precepts that the brothers and sisters been putting up. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 17. Pray without ceasing. Yeah, that's part of to keep your mind guarded. I want to get back. I called them ones about the armor. You call them and put them up. Ephesians 6 and 14. Stand up for having your loins girt about with truth. As you walk out the house, you better be carrying pieces of that book in your mind. And having on the breastplate of righteousness. What's the breastplate of righteousness? It's only one thing. It's LSC. You got Christian talking about, oh, you're going to put on the breastplate. We're going to put on the breastplate of righteousness. Well, what is it then? You cannot tell me it's not LSC. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. What's the gospel? Yeah, how you gonna be a Klansman and you talk about you killing Negroes, you the Night Riders, and you talk about you got the gospel of peace? Tell me how that work. (16) Above all, taking the shield of faith. What is that shield of faith? They always say Revelation 14 and 12, one of my favorites. If you have faith in who? Faith in who? Is that what they talk about here? Taking the shield, taking Mashiach of faith, taking the shield of Mashiach, taking Mashiach, that's your shield. Now you set up to go outside and deal with these wicked ass heathens. Wherewithal ye may be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, your enemies, your adversaries, the ones that look like you and the ones that don't. Ain't that something? All praises to the Father for giving us those words and those precepts. Thank you, Father. Thank you. So let's get back to the get back. I want to mention something to what the brother was saying, though. The fact that we have, someone could call us anti-Semite, and one of the first things that they say is that, okay, do you know that what your speech has caused, what you're saying will cause us to get hurt. When has a so-called Negro went out and targeted the Ish or the 1948s? When have we collectively said, okay, because of Kanye or because of Kyrie or because of some brother may have said something or may not have said something, it's hate speech, all of a sudden you're going to make people rise up and start killing Ish? Where were you when where were you with Emmett Till? Where were you with Sandra Bland? Where were you with the with Trump people talking about, oh yeah, when we get back, we're gonna start a civil war? Where were you with that talk? Because when you hear the buzzword civil war, that means war against the Negroes. Where were you? That's hate speech. Where were you with that happen? Was you tweeting about, okay, yeah, they said Trump said that? Was you texting that to somebody saying, okay, he shouldn't have said that? When that 12-year-old, my little brother, that 12-year-old that got shot with the toy gun.
Tamir Rice.
Tamir Rice, when they gunned Tamir Rice down. What was you saying then, Fuse? Was you saying, oh, that's such a tragic thing? Oh, we gonna donate $500,000 to the Tamir Rice Fund. Nothing ever happens to these people on this earth. The only thing that's happening to people on earth, most of it has happened to the Israelites. Especially here in the snakes.
Do they have a record of anybody putting their babies on death row? George Stinney Jr.
Stinney Jr. Absolutely
so small
not.
had to sit them on Bibles. Had to sit them on books on the electric chair to kill them. These people would do that. These people. And they want our people to think they ain't the same people that did that. That they ain't the same people that sit a 9-year-old child on some Bibles, on a stack of Bibles, and put them in the electric chair and kill them. They want us to think that they ain't the same people that shoot a boy because he had a toy gun. But yet grown men walking around with fully automatic rifles, able to get out of situations without them being killed. They want us to think that, a woman, one of our women could lie on one of their children and they get dragged throughout the streets and found in the swamp. Right? The way they did. What's the young brother name?
Is that Emmett Till?
Emmett Till. Right? And it wouldn't be an outcry for some repercussions. They do all these things to our people, and then they don't even want us to come to the realization of who we are. They don't want to realize who we are because they know there's consequence. Even if we weren't the children of the Most High, right? If they think they serve a just God, do they think they would get away with doing some stuff like that to a people? All that they've done to us, all that they've done to our women, our children, our men, they don't think there's any repercussion for that. And now they stand here and they want to stop us from telling the truth now. I don't know, man, but this situation definitely requires divine intervention. It requires the Most High to step in, and I hope He do, man, because like the scripture I just posted, it says, "Woe to them that call evil good. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that dark and put darkness for light, right? And light for darkness, and put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, right? Who want to change the truth into a lie." who want to make everything topsy-turvy, make women men, men women. You can identify as anything in this world except for an Israelite. We can. We can be a man. Women can be men. Men can be women. We can walk around here with dresses on and act effeminate and submissive to other men, but we can't be the children of the Most High. We can identify as anything but that. And that tells you right there where our power lies, in our identity, Christianity. Because us coming back to who we are is coming back to the Most High. Coming back to who he said we were. Screw who they say we are. It's about who he said we were from the start. He laid the foundations and set the bounds according to the number of the children of Israel. We over here, we kill each other over the stupidest things in the world belongs to us. The whole earth. They don't want you to know that. They want us to be caping in Cowtown for these people. All you got to do is stop giving your power to them. Stop praying for them. Stop pleading to them.
Stop
crying out to
explaining.
people that can't deliver us, man.
Stop explaining who you are. Stop explaining. If a heathen approach you with something, don't explain nothing to them. Just keep it moving. Don't even give them the time of day, especially if it's talking about explaining who you are or talking about the book or if they're harassing you or anything. Leave them people alone. Acts 5:39. Because here's the thing. This is in response to the awakening right here. Okay? Acts 5:39. Brother Najee, if you own, can you read this for me, please? I'm not even going to interrupt you. This is anybody who fight against the awakening that the Most High ain't true, that he done woke up his people. Read Acts 5:39.
I'll read it for you. Go ahead. You got it.
But if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against the Most High.
Anybody on the earth talk about we not the people of the book, you fighting against him. What's the precept before that? Somebody let me see. Let me get the full chapter of that. Because I believe it's saying something even in conjunction with that. I do believe it's doing that. I do believe 38 say this. 38 say, and now I say unto you, refrain from these men. Let them alone. For if the counsel of this work be of men, it will come to naught. The awakening keep growing and growing and growing. The awakening cannot be of some man. It's not of your brother C, nor is it of any brother that's on this channel or any other channels. Bro, Elisha, read verse 38. We go in the reverse order. Read verse 38. Hey, shalom, brother Banya. Peace and blessings, bro. Be well.
And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
So now the awakening been popping off for a minute now. Wouldn't it have already come to naught like how the heathen had hoped? Shalom to everybody that's coming in late. Shalom to y'all. Messenger, what's going on? Sister Anna Yakomis, peace and blessings, sis. Shalom to you. I threw you up earlier. What is it? Somebody tell me. If you fighting against the awakening, he's saying right here, refrain. He's telling you to refrain from this awakening. From these men and women. Leave them men and women alone. Let's talk about the Israelites. Don't mess with them. For if the counsel of this work be of a humanoid, it will come to nothing. Now we put the punchline back in. Here go the punchline right here. I'm going to put it back up. This is the punchline to the whole thing. And somebody get me the whole duty of man too. We'll put that in too. But if it be of the Father, you cannot overthrow. You cannot overthrow the way. The fews know they can't. That's why they never address it. They never address it in public. I would have, if I would have been of you, hey, listen, you could say all you want, Max Kellerman. You won't refute it. You could call it shoddy. He said Ronald Dalton. I heard him this morning. Ronald Dalton did shoddy scholarship. You can't overthrow it with words. You can't overthrow it with your wicked deeds. Because you know why? You try to overthrow the awakening, you fighting against the Father, the creator of this construct, the one that spoke everything into existence. That's who you fighting against. You're not fighting against us. If the Father's playing chess, he playing you like a chess piece, just like he playing your brother C. I happen to be on his side. I happen to believe that what's being written about him is true. I don't have no respect for the Father. I'm actually scared of him. I have a fear of him. Where somebody get the precept in the book. Fear of the Father is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge of what is what? Understanding? It says fear of the beginning of wisdom, not respect. See how Christianity lied to you? Talk about respect? Really? Are you serious? Respect? You're not on the same level of the Father. How you gonna respect him? When he done already told you he got no respect of persons. He is no respecter of person. I can respect my brothers on the panel because we all on the same, we on the same level. We human, we men. You're gonna fight against the Father and you're gonna wind up leaving here talking about leave the people alone. Books, if somebody get that precept where say Israel is a burdensome stone, all them that told us so will be what? Somebody get that precept. Let's say that somewhere in the book. You put that precept. I know what I'm calling. I done read this in the book somewhere. I ain't just making up stuff. When I say y'all go get it, I want y'all to go get it. So the family can see how sharp our people is. These ain't no trick question. Proverbs 1:7. Brother Elisha, can you read Proverbs 1:7, please?
I'm grabbing up your precept as fast as I can, brother. You got to read them other ones too.
Okay, we go hit them.
Yeah, I mean it's three.
We go
I
hit
got
them.
you. Proverbs
We go hit
1 and
them back to
7.
back. Go ahead, bro.
All right, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. I believe the one that you was actually looking for was Job 28:28 though.
This is apropos. This is apropos. I want you to expand on this one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the other one in. I want you to expand upon this one though. Go ahead and expand upon it. Because it precepts perfectly with the one we're about to show. Precept perfectly with it.
You also read in Job 28:28 talks about the beginning of the fear of the Lord. That is wisdom. And that it says the fear of the Lord in Job. I'm sorry. What was the last scripture we just on? Proverbs 1 and 7.
Yep.
Fear of the Lord is knowledge. The fear of the Most High and to turn from sin, to understand His commandments. These things are fear, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So these are the things that a man that serves the Most High will have in his heart, keeping His law, statutes, and commandments. If you go to Isaiah chapter 11, it breaks down why the Mashiach was chosen, because he had great understanding of the fear of the Most High.
Awesome breakdown. Y'all see what that say here? Job 28:28. Until man, he said, behold, the fear. He talking about you better have fear of him. He ain't said no respect. Christian, quit lying because you ain't reading what the book say. Fear means what? Well, what they say, you should search out your salvation with what? Fear and trembling. That means you should be very afraid of this great and terrible thing called the Father. I call him a thing because I don't even know what to call the Father. I call him Father. That's the only thing I can fix my mouth to calling him. You got precept after precept after precept talking about fear, 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 fear. So what is that telling you something? Don't fear man, but you better have fear. Psalms 111 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and good understanding. Have all they that do his what? There go Mashiach again. There go Mashiach again. Once again, there go Mashiach. Look at that. What it say? All they that do his commandments. His praise endure forever. All praise to the Father. Yes, sir.
I love that in Proverbs and in Psalms, and I believe maybe not in Job also, but they talk about the fear of the Lord being the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how you start. You start to understand who the Most High is, what he can do, and that leads you to following his commandments. It's an awesome thing to hear, and just to combine those scriptures together it's just awesome.
This is what I call. I got the one I call. I'll put up the one I call. This is the one here I call, and this is what you just called, bro. I'm gonna scroll down to it. I'm put it up. Proverbs 9:10. Go ahead and read that for me, brother Hal.
The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom.
Stop right there. Stop right there. So he didn't say the respect. He didn't say the Father didn't say the respect of the Father is beginning with him. It said what? The fear of what? Read that again.
The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom.
It's the start of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, read the rest.
And the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
What's that holy part? What's that?
Understanding those LSCs.
You got to be LSC. If you talk about anything holy, it's got to be LSC. Nothing else. He telling you right there, plain and simple. He telling you out the whole book, the ones that we done seen, the ones that we ain't imagined, and the ones that our name is in. What he's saying? They talking about having fear of the Father. That's Psalms 112:1. Praise ye the Yahweh. Blessed is the man that feareth the Yahweh, that delighteth greatly in his commandments. If you see commandments, what? The first thing when you see commandments, the first thing that pop into your mind should be Mashiach. That's what I'm trained to do now. Anytime I see commandments, anytime I see law, statutes, and commandments or anything like that, the first thing that pop into my mind is like, oh, you can replace that with Mashiach. Period. Look at my fam coming with all these precepts. They're not playing around with this earth. We having a conversation. We done went from talking about how we gonna stay on guard. Really, how you really staying on guard is LSC. Really, how you staying on guard is having a healthy fear of the Father, not no respect. You see how the Father works? Have your family come back and watch this show, not to hear me. Put me on mute. Don't even listen to me babbling, screaming, and hollering. Put me on mute and go through the chat. Tell your family, hey, they got this show out there on the interweb. There's this Kingdom Conversations from these guys called Salt of the Earth Productions. And they call everybody their family that's in the chat because they're all those nigger Israelites. But that's besides the point, because the only thing that they're talking about is they're talking about this guy, the Father. That's all they do is talk about the book. I don't think you should be watching those niggers because they're so focused on the book that they're anti-Semitic. Only thing they think about is talking about that goddamn book. You got the family on here. You go through the chat. You get your family, bring them back here, put me on mute, go through the chat and read what the precepts are. Listen to what Eliashah is saying. Listen to what Hal is saying, my brother Najee. Listen to what Banya is saying. When Brother C talk, put him on mute because he's yelling at everybody.
The Clay also put in there Hebrews 11:6 because we're not extending the fact that faith is also knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Faith is the one that actually believes that he is. And that's where the fear of the Lord comes in. Once you believe that He is the Most High, He is God, He's the one who created you. That's where the beginning of wisdom is. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that He is. And He is would actually translate into what we got in Exodus 3:14, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is balled up in that faith. For a man to have faith, he got to first believe that the Most High is, and that's the beginning of fear. I mean, that's the fear that the Most High is talking about in knowledge. That's the fear He's talking about in wisdom. And what comes after that? Job 28:28 says, understanding is turning from sin. So once you got the fear of the Most High, what do? You turn from everything not like Him. Holy, be ye holy as I am holy.
I mean, he telling you, be ye, how you gonna be holy then? You gonna be holy by saying, oh yeah, if I confess with my mouth and believe with my heart, I'm saved. Now you're holy then, right? You're lying. Stop it. Go get a lobotomy. Go sit with the Israelites and get your mind lobotomy. Get your mind renewed. Get yourself a free lobotomy. I don't care if you get it from YouTube, and I don't care if you get it from the brothers on the streets, on the highways and byways. Get yourself a free lobotomy and free your mind. Hebrews 11:6 is saying it's impossible to please Him without faith. And we can get into the whole faith without works is dead. Because if you got faith, you're going to be doing something. You know what you're going to be doing? You're going to be doing what the Father put in you to do His will on the earth. Everybody's a chess piece. Everybody's on the board. You on your square, some of you done laid down. No, I'm gonna say I'm not putting that on some of y'all. I'm gonna put that on me. Brother C, you on your square on the chessboard, but you done laid down and went to sleep. Not even trying to please the Father, Brother C. Look at the heat that the family brought in the chat with all these precepts. Who can decode the book like the Israelites? If y'all the one and only, put a one up. Because y'all, when I say y'all the one and only, y'all the only ones that can decode the book, because He the only one that He gave the book to. Who can rightfully divide the book? Put a one up if it's the Israelites. I ain't saying nothing else until everybody in there that's listening. All of y'all that's listening better put a one up. I don't care if you never said nothing here before in your life. You better put them ones up. Every one of y'all better put a one up. Father done gave y'all the game to decode. He gave you the book, then he gave you the spirit to decode. Ain't no sense in you running up behind no heathen now getting no truth. Go sit with the Israelite. Go sit with the Israelite that's rocking out with the Ruach. How else you gonna get it? You mean to tell me all this time Bible Answer Man been doing what he doing, and now the earth done is about to be turned upside down? It's turned up. It's already turned upside down. Who prophesied that accurately? The Israelites. Where did you see them? Well, we probably saw them on the highways and byways as camps. We probably saw them on YouTube with brothers coming on YouTube. We probably saw them with certain churches. Stephen Darby, peace be upon him. That's done converted to church. The church now running around, the whole black church running around talking about his whole black church running around talking, oh, we the people of the book. You probably seen it through that. Maybe you saw Ron Dalton's book. in his movie. Maybe me may have saw the Earth Productions do something and Alliance of Dying do something. They did something on Second Exit of 400. Maybe you saw that. Maybe the Father just said to you, like how he said to some of us, hey, you the people of the book, go research it. Hey, you the people of the book, you that peculiar people. Look at the chat. Greatest people on the globe dropping them precepts in the chat. Listen, fam, we out of here. I'm going to let my brother say the last word, but y'all was on Blaze as usual. And get your family to come back here, not for no views. Go put your family back and tell them, put the sound on mute and read what the rest of the family has to say about today, about the topic that we talking about. It's the only thing we got, sis. Stay on fire. That's the only thing we got. My mom-in-law, best friend, church repented, and the bishop told them they are Israelites, and we got to get back to that.
Elder Cleo.
Yes, sir.
Man, I want to see if we can play this clip from TikTok before we head out, man. We got time for that?
Yeah, we could take a look at that. Let me get back to private and find it. I have it queued up, believe it or not. Let me find it while I got it queued
matter of
up.
fact, let me share. I can share my screen and play.
I got it queued. I already got it queued up, bro. Yeah, I got it queued up.
Right.
Yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so fam, we done with the topic for today, but we gonna hang out a little bit more. We're gonna rock out for a few more minutes. My brother had a couple of media pieces that he wanted me to put up, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them up. But
we can just do this one right here, brother, if you want.
No, that's good. We can put them both up. We can highlight both of them. I'm gonna hit that. Notorious Hebrew, you need to get saved, sis. You're not saved. You saying stuff like that. You quoting the book, you're not saved. Because we're not supposed to quote the book. The book don't count. Only time the book count is when you talk about Christianity and you talk about Christmas trees and Easter eggs and things of that nature. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this video. Fair use is still in effect. Fair use is still in effect. Okay, this is what you talk about right here, right, bro? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead.
I got another one I actually wanted to send. Get inside the chat. That's the.
You want this one, or you want me to rock this one, or what?
I mean, yeah, you can rock that one, but it's another one too. I wanted to show right before we head out. I thought it was a good video, a little clip to head out on.
Okay, let me stop this then. Do you want me to play this one? It's only a minute.
Yeah, you can play it.
Okay, let me get queued up. You know how I got to make sure I'm not jiggling any wires or nothing goofy. So as I play it, y'all make sure that I can play it by putting the one up, but that y'all can hear. Hold on.
15 over the speed limit has to pay over $1,000 fine. White lady come in right behind her going 32 over the speed limit, goes off scot-free. So I walked out the courtroom and recorded that shit. Man, do you know anything about white privilege? Or do you believe in white privilege? No comment, man? Did you know what the judge just did for you? And that lady that just went up there before you had less on her? And this is what they just did for you?
I don't agree with anything that
they did, or that I'm saying.
I'm very grateful for what happened to me in there, and I hope that other people can also have that same.
But do you believe in white privilege, ma'am? That's the question.
I do believe.
You do, and was that a display of white privilege right there by that judge? Yes or no, ma'am? Was it a white privilege display right there by that judge? Black lady going 15 over the speed limit.
That white woman there say, "Hey, you need to leave her alone. You need to leave my daughter alone. You're around, see my daughter." Yeah. Oh,
yeah, that was something that I wanted to. That video I saw that either today or yesterday. Matter of fact, it was earlier today. You know, we was on the subject of some privilege. You know, and that was an example of it right there. You know, no matter how much we affect this economy, you know, you still had that perception by most white people that they would mistreat us in some way, that they would give their people deferential treatment. And this is actually a perfect segue to this next clip, to say this is what we should do for our people. Like they're getting away with these on entry level positions at work and in different places throughout this infrastructure. But this is how we should stand up for ours in this next clip right here. It's
Hey,
up in the
bro,
chat.
on the next click, I clicked on it and it says to me that this page isn't available. The link you followed may be broken. So if you have it on yours, go ahead and share your screen and I'll put it up.
All right, let me see. All right, let me see. I'm gonna share the screen then.
All right.
Tell me if I'm on.
You all, I see it. It's in there. It's on. It's showing. We can't hear the audio though.
All right, because I can't hear it either. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me take my headset off. That's probably why.
Go ahead and close it out again. I'm gonna remove it. When you put it back in, when you share it, make sure you click on the little box at the bottom where it says share audio. I'm gonna close it out and you go ahead and throw it back up again. Okay, you in. Oh, what happened? It completely dropped off. Silence is considered complicit. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. That's worse than being an open big mouth enemy. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna try to open it up now.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and share it because it's not being shared right now. There you go. Okay, it's up. You up.
Oh, let me see. Here we go.
Whoop him, and you whoop him, and you.
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear, bro.
And you whoop him, and you whoop him, and you whoop him, and you keep whooping him in front of all these slaves. This y'all baddest one, y'all richest one. He gonna stand up to us, and we all sit there and watch. Don't nobody join in. No celebrity, no entertainer. Jay-Z punk ass turned on him. They whooping him. They putting them lashes on his back. Then he find out. Toby, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. They still whooping him. I'm sorry. They still whooping him. And he still said, I'm sorry. They won't stop whooping him. And we ain't said that's enough. We ain't stood up and said, fuck y'all. That's enough. We ain't playing no more basketball. We ain't doing nothing no more. Because we can all come together and shake our dick at them if we want to. We can really hurt the Jews. Because we still niggas. They ain't in this position no more. We can really hurt them. They rely on us. They kids eat off us now. Let us go. Let's have an economical war with the Jews and see who wins. I bet we beat them. I bet they apologize. We can make them bow down too by now. They ain't as bad as we try to think they is. The white, you take the baddest, bring them out in front of all the slaves, and you tie them up and you whoop him, and you whoop him, and you whoop him, and you.
That was interesting from that brother Charleston White. And reason why I say that's interesting is because I don't believe that we've come under the full knowledge of how powerful we really are as a people.
But we watching them whip our brother. It's like we at the town square, and they got the biggest of us, the richest of us, and they make an example of them. That's the illustration that he's making, and we not saying nothing. We're not using the power we have. Actually, all the influential people that we have are actually backing down. They're stacking on top, and this is why this is happening on every level. We're not showing these people that we're not to be dealt with like this. Not even just talking about Kanye. Like, when is it that we walk out of our jobs? When is it that we stop everything and have a reckoning? When do we do that?
So here's the question. I'm gonna put the question this way, because this is the question that we had as part of the show that we didn't even ask. In asking the question, what you or we should be doing to prepare for the next cancellation or the next public flogging or the next whooping? What should be our response to something like that?
Man, we need to just blow the trumpet. And I don't mean just in the 7th month. We need to just blow the trumpet. And somebody need to man up amongst the leaders of Israel, if we want to call it as such. And we need to say, everybody stop what you're doing. Let's move on. It can be something for something little. You know, they can just they can fire one of our brothers. Man, let's just stop everything. And I mean everybody everywhere. This is something that we won't do because a lot of house niggas, a lot of those house negroes, them bed wenches, the ones who want to stay within this infrastructure ain't gonna want to go nowhere. But we need to do that. We need to stop everything. Because if we don't, they're gonna continue to pillage us, they're gonna continue to kill us, they're gonna continue to excoriate us. It's not gonna stop. And we know that the Most High is behind us when we stand together to call on them for anything. That's the only thing that's in the way right now. Is that we holding on to Egypt. You know, we need to blow the trumpet next time something like this happens. We could blow the trumpet right now. Tell every one of Israel, every so-called Negro, stand up. Let's go. Stop it right now. And it's going to end right then.
And if that's what it's going to take, then it starts with us. We have to do that. We have to lead by example and do those things, because prayer and fasting, like Lynn Bernard said, that's definitely critical. However, if you want something to happen, somebody needs to take the lead and put it out there and do it. Have to be the first ones to do it, and then hopefully and prayerfully, if you believe, everybody else will at some point follow suit. Just like the awakening, brothers was hoping and praying. At least I'm an old head coming into the awakening. When I came into the awakening, how I came into the awakening, and there was no old heads. What I used to always say is, man, I wish it was more old heads that understood this truth and understood that we was the people of the book. And guess what happened? My prayers was answered. You got a lot of old heads now that have come into that knowledge of the truth. So what we have to do is not necessarily say, and I'm not saying you're saying this, we don't have to say what's not happening. We have to do a lead by example, because we've always been 4, 5, 6, 17 years ahead of the curve anyway. We do that, and we pray that the rest of the family follow suit and start executing this as well. Because what will happen is, if we all start doing that now, if everybody in the chat start praying for that now, brothers take the lead of the charge and make that be our prayer, that this is what we're going to do the next time it's happened, because that is a question, then guess what's going to happen? Those things will start propagating, and it will be so. We have to not only say it, but we have to actually live it and do it so that it does become so. I believe what you said, Bo, and I believe that's what we should be doing, and it will be so. I look forward to that day, because I know that day is going to come. I know that the day is going to come where people are not going to be able to lift their tongue up against our people. But now the question becomes, when does it start? Like Brother Hal asked on the last show, okay, what are we going to do the next time it happens? The same thing that we should be doing now. We should already have a plan. Really, that's really the punchline of the whole show. What are we going to do the next time this happens? We should already have prayers lined up to the Father from everybody in the chat and everybody in the whole awakening. Should be lining up millions of prayers in front of the Father so that he can hear us crying out, like Deuteronomy 30 say. So that's on us. And we should be doing that today. We should do it. Matter of fact, you should lead us in the prayer that calls this exact same thing out. So the next time it happens, we be prepared. Because that's really what today's show is about. Not just about being on guard, but the punchline. What are you going to do the next time it happens? What you're prepared to do?
The next time is definitely inevitable. And it's going to be sooner than we think. Because
so
right now,
Go ahead, bro.
I'm saying, like, right now, we got 400 years of proof that we ain't going to do nothing. You know, so why should they stop? Right now, we just got brothers in position just to keep their middle class livings and lower upscale livings that they're willing to bend over backwards and go against their own people. So why would they stop? They're going to do something even more blatant next time. You know, okay, and that's when we right then need to be, as a people, need to stand. And it's easier said than done, but it's in the Most High's hands. You know, we should be praying for these things. You know, we should be moving forward if nobody else does. Because all
Matter of
we can
fact,
do is start with us.
here's what we go do. We about to close out, and I'm looking at the chat again. Again, y'all like, man, all praise to the Father for y'all. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let brothers do closing words right on for that precept, brother Yash. Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog hit. I appreciate you, Yash. Just what I called earlier. The dog shall not move his tongue against a man or a beast, that ye may know how the Father doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, the book. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to have the brothers say their last words like we always do, but this time we gonna close out in prayer. And Elisha, I want you to close us out in the prayer that you just called, as far as how we should be moving and thinking according to getting us in the mindset to be prepared. And we start praying and fasting now as a unit. Everybody in the chat need to be fasting and praying for this. So, brother Najee, let me get your last words, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, brother Cleo. Thank you, Elder, for that's like the perfect idea. We're gonna pray our way out of this. And that may sound a little passive to some of you, but you know that's what is that? 2 Chronicles 7, man. This is what we have to do right now. The Most High is hearing our prayers. The 400 years are up. You know, the more they do this now, because this is an age-old story with them, right? They've been doing this forever. And the more they put us on the spot whenever we call them out, the more we are going to see it. Social media, you know, all these platforms that we have, our platforms are going to be, our platform is going to be the light, but they're going to be the light to our people. This is going to be the thing that wakes us up. And so now when they do it, we can see it and we can see it clearly. You know, be prayerful, hold on to the Most High, like Brother Cleo's been saying this whole show. Stay on guard, brothers and sisters. This is only going to get harder for us, but the Most High is with us. Shalom, everybody. Much love to you.
Shalom, brother. Appreciate that. Now, brother Elisha, I want you to connect the dots with this prayer, knowing that this prayer is going to circulate throughout the whole earth. And I pray that the people who not only see it in the chat, that the people in the chat take on this prayer, take on this mantra, that the Father see it, that he honored, and he spread this message throughout the whole earth to all of his people, so that we can start standing the hell up. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, it's a scripture that we've read some time ago, and I'm going to read a few verses from Psalms 149. I'm going to start at verse 6. It said, let the high praises of the Almighty be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. Every time we crack that Bible open, we got a two-edged sword, the right and the left side of it, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of arm, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Most High. Father, Israel bowed down before you. Our fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Jacob, you saved them out of all their perils, out of all their troubles. You even led Masha out of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage, and delivered thy people into the land of promise. And I promised through the mouth of the prophets that you would scatter thy sons and daughters to the four corners of the earth, because we broke thy covenant. But you said you was going to return us from all the places you scattered us, even out of the north country. Here we stand, Father, bethinking ourselves in the land of our captives, asking you, Father, to look down on us favorably, asking you, Father, to lift up thy hand mightily in our cause, asking you, Father, as we call on thy great and mighty name, that we may have faith and belief, that know that you're going to fulfill the words that you promised to our fathers and out of the mouth of the prophets. We pray, Father, that you will execute thy judgment upon all those who have afflicted us. To the four corners of the earth we cry out. All those in the four corners of the earth, they're in degradation and poverty. All thy people that have been trodden and taken down low. We call upon you, Father, having the knowledge to call upon you, because you put your spirit in us. We don't do it on our own. So we ask you, Father, that when you do these things to us, that you will rile up thy people, that you will pour out thy spirit on all flesh, all thy people, and let us cry out in the way that Father, you move swiftly in our cause, that you show yourself mighty to save thy people. Let it be in our heart to flee from this place, to leave this place, that you may save our souls alive, that you may lead us into the land of promise that you promised to our fathers, and that we leave here together as one people, lifting up that great and mighty name. We ask these things because there's no power in our hands. We are very, very low, and they trot us down. They make examples of thy people. They act as if we're not your people. They act as if we're not the apple of thine eye. They degrade us, Father. They beat us. They kill us. And, Father, they say that you look on and you'll do nothing. But we know, Father, that our faith is in good hands. We know, Father, the things that you said you would do, you will do. So we call upon thy great and mighty name. Give us visions and dreams. Let it be in our hearts to call on you in the way that will be most well received. So, Father, we ask that you hear these things in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, and that you deliver thy people with that great and mighty hand. And you put the power in us, Father, that we may do things that only those who have faith, only those who will really call on you in spirit and in truth, those who keep thy law, statutes, and commandments. So, Father, look at their people and save us like you promised. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And so be it. Amen. And so be it. And this has been another Salt of the Earth production. Y'all already know what y'all need to do. Y'all know y'all better get saved.